everyone. How you doing out there? It's Darren and Joe over at Urban Hillsides Real Estate with Real Estate Reality. Thanks for joining us once again Thursday, 2 p.m. for our 300th. No, I don't know how many we've done, but it's been a lot, hasn't it, Darren? It doesn't feel like it, maybe, in some respects.
I can't determine when we started. I'll just leave it at that.
So, guys, through 45 minutes or so, because, Darren, I have a 3:30. I'm going to go meet HF. We're going to talk about the latest topic we thought that was useful for today, which is real estate experts predicting spring. And we all know about predictions, but we're going to go through it, and we're going to put our lens on it, and we're going to see what we think that means for the local market. We're going to talk about seller wins and buyer wins in the form of solds in the last 7 days. And then also, Darren's going to pick out some active, some new listings in the last 7 days. And I think that would do it. Oh, and of course, we'll talk about the market in terms of rates. So
Mortgage
I
rates.
guess yeah, I guess that's the right place to start, isn't it, Darren? It's the topic for a lot of people. Let me just pull it up here.
It's the biggest market driver these days.
Oh my gosh. So let me just get set here. Let's see, boys. All right. Okay, so we're at Mortgage News Daily to look at what's going on with mortgage rates. We'll go to mortgage rates, and we'll start with the 30-year graph. 30-year fixed mortgage rate. We are now hovering right above 7, same as last week, I guess, 7.05 according to Mortgage News Daily and what they're observing. And yeah, the last couple of days you can see there, it's gone up. There was a down today, but let's look at the rest of it here. Let's go here. So yeah, 7%. It's saying here 30-year fixed, 15-year fixed 6.45, 30-year jumbo 6.47, 5/1 ARM 6.6, 30-year FHA 6.5, and 30-year VA 6.52. So, what do you have to say, Darren?
Well, I'm not going to say much. I'll let the our topic speak for itself. It talks about interest rates and the relevance of those rates and where they go and how it affects the market.
Yeah. The only comment I wanted to add, and I sent you a couple other articles, but a very well-known, I think his name's Ken Griffiths, very well-known hedge fund manager, very successful, says that he wishes Jerome Powell would kind of tone it down on all the messages going out, because he just feels it adds too much volatility. They should just stick to a path and go from there, not switching back and forth every couple of weeks. He thought that would be a better way to do it. But
right. I think people can adapt to information once they know what it is and then kind of settle in on that reality. But continuing to change, they're always having to adjust and resettle and then adjust again.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Let me move on to, let's see here. Real estate experts predict spring market. Let me pull this up here. Okay. Let's see here.
So you talk about, as you pull this up, predictions are what they are, right? But we always say, as realtors, we're not trying to predict the market, but we are trying to identify the variables that will affect the market. And I think this article does that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's relevant this week. The components that will move the market one way or the other, and it kind of puts those in the spotlight.
Yeah, and it was nice to see, you mentioned this earlier, that a lot of what we're seeing here is reflected in this national article. So let's take a look. 7 economists and real estate pros on what to expect in the housing market this spring. 2022 saw higher home prices and higher mortgage rates that sidelined many buyers. So what's in store for spring 2023? Here are more predictions from pros. So prediction 1, mortgage rates are a wild card. Buyers who had been sitting on the sidelines were likely encouraged by mortgage rates that fell from higher than 7% in November to just about 6% in early February. But while it's widely expected that rates will fall this year, mortgage rates shot up in early February, showing that no one can count on a consistent downward trajectory for rates this year. If rates rise in March, buyers could pull back right as many sellers are planning to list their homes, says Jeff Tucker, senior economist at Zillow. For her part, Nadia Evangelou, NAR senior economist and director of real estate research, says with mortgage rates projected to stabilize below 6% in the second half of the year, more Americans will likely become homeowners, boosting the homeownership rate. Oh, that's a little silver lining. Okay, and Holden Lewis, home and mortgage expert at NerdWallet, says the biggest events of the month will be the release of the Consumer Price Index on March 14th and the Fed's monetary policy meeting that concludes March 22nd. If the inflation rate doesn't slow significantly, the Fed will maintain its aggressive stance, and that could push mortgage rates higher and home prices lower. But if inflation cools, the upward pressure on mortgage rates will ease. Prediction 2. Prices will remain relatively stable. Heading into March and the official start of spring, experts think it's likely that prices will stabilize. We're still seeing market volatility as interest rates continue to rise, but I think prices will remain close to stable since we still have a lack of inventory, says Aaron Kermit, founder of AKG Christie's. Jacob Channel, LendingTree's senior economist, notes that prices will likely remain more or less near where they are in March. Not all real estate markets behave in the exact same way, so there will be some price movements variability depending on where a person lives or is looking to buy. Nonetheless, the majority of Americans shouldn't expect to see any drastic price changes in the immediate future. That said, we may see prices go up a bit. Price declines are leveling off as U.S. home values fell just 0.1% from December to January and remained up 6.2% annually. Inventory is still low, adding fuel to the fire and making the market more competitive as buyers compete for limited options. So I expect that that will push prices up at least a little in March, says Tucker. Okay, prediction 3. More people will be looking to buy. 'Tis the season for buyers to start house hunting. Buyer traffic is expected to pick up in March, like it always does at this time of year, and more sellers will list their homes than in January or February, says Tucker. Prediction 4. Housing inventory will remain an issue. A large number of homeowners refinanced in the last couple of years at historically low interest rates, and giving that up and trading it in for one that is a hair away from 7% means people are choosing to stay unless they absolutely have to leave. Homeowners are literally sheltering in place, hoping for rates to drop and other homeowners to drop their prices so they can afford what they want. The problem is everyone is doing this simultaneously, causing the real estate version of a standoff. Unless we see rate relief, we'll see this trend continue in March, says Dave Spears, general manager of brokerage at Hauser, a real estate and mortgage brokerage firm. That inventory shortage is one reason prices aren't projected to fall too much. Inventory is low enough, especially at price points below $400,000, to keep a floor under prices. In most markets. What were some of the hottest markets in 2020 to 2022 are now ice cold, with plunging demand and rising inventory, making those areas susceptible to a continued retreat in prices. Rising mortgage rates in February could sting hopes of a spring rebound in home buying activity, says Greg McBride, chief financial analyst at Bankrate. Okay, finally, number 5, prediction 5. Buyers will snap up second homes. This was odd to me, but let's keep going. Housing remains a primary investment for the world's most affluent citizens. And a safe hedge against inflation, says Mauricio Umansky, CEO of billion-dollar brokerage firm The Agency. The luxury market is strong, and there is much wealth to be distributed across markets and generations. I think a lot of buyers are still ready to buy and are collectively waiting for the next move once markets have stabilized. Now buyers can finally purchase a property at more realistic pricing without being completely outbid. We're also seeing interesting trends that I believe will continue, like buyers snapping up what would be considered their second homes first, using them as investment properties With the U.S. dollar remaining strong, buyers will continue to look overseas for their next purchase, from Mexico to Canada and Europe to Asia. Wow. So some cheery positivity from some. What do you think, man?
Well, the word I keep hearing is standoff, which they mention in this article, and it just really seems to be where we've been for a while. Sellers not wanting to move, buyers not wanting to accept higher rates and higher prices.
Yep.
So they're all just waiting, pending. Something's going to give at some point. And we've seen, like, even early this year, where when the rates dipped, buyer activity picked up very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like they're waiting and watching and prepared to jump in. And as soon as the rates dropped, they did. Now we'll see. This is interesting. Rates are moving up when theoretically or historically more buyers are coming into the market in preparation to buy. Will they accept that rate? And how much will they accept it? They talk about the CPI reports and inflation reports coming this month in a week and in 2 weeks. Well, the Fed is already prepping us for that and saying it's going to be bad and rates are going to move up. So
I think the other big... Oh, go ahead.
We're seeing that now. We're seeing results of that now.
Yep. I think the other big number this week was also the employment numbers. I think that comes out, I don't know, tomorrow maybe. So we'll see.
Right. And we just keep seeing, although the Fed is trying to create some level of unemployment, it's not happening. So I will be curious to see tomorrow if those employment numbers rise at all. Just keep adding jobs.
All right. Well, great. So there is your look at predictions. And again, we try to stay away from them, but yeah, it's important to see what people are saying. It definitely affects the market. All right, we're going to move over now to seller wins and buyer wins to look at our own market. And let's see here, guys. Okay. Okay, so, there wasn't much to look at, was there? I've got a story for each one of these, but yeah, pretty low on the sold. So the last 7 days, we had 5 solds in all of Northeast Los Angeles, which is a pretty big area. And, some of the things that you'll see here, let's see here, days on market, 12, so it's remained fairly consistent there. Pendings last week were at 20, so that certainly felt like a bit of a rush there towards solds, but now we're at 11. And the median percentage, at least this week, was well over 100%, 116% of list price based on these 5 properties. So let's take a look at a couple of these. So the first one is 4278 Seaview Lane, which I think every realtor in Northeast LA probably knows about, right?
And the West Side, probably every realtor. Sure.
Right. Let's take a look. It is a beautiful house, and I think those were my only comments. Amazing house, amazing price. So let's take a look.
It was underpriced by a lot.
Yeah. Well, let's see here, guys. Hold on. So the news here, let's see. Bear with. Oh, there we are. Okay. Boom. Boom. So 4278 Seaview Lane, it started at a list price of $2,098,000, ended at $3 million for a $902,000 improvement in price, 143% of list price, 12 days on the market. And yeah, do you think they'll make any changes to this house? Couple things maybe?
Gosh, everybody has something they want to customize, but the flow, the architectural elements, the views, it all seems like it's gone through a very nice generation of improvements, or none for that matter. And it was just originally designed really well. Yeah,
definitely a lot of respect here for the original design. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,168 square feet of living space in Mount Washington, 9,927 square feet of lot. 12 days on the market, as I said. Congrats to Lorraine Getz. And let's see, also Armin Sarkisian on the seller side. And then our good colleague Imran Ali represented the buyer. So congrats to them.
When you see a sale this high, I gotta say, you wonder, how close was number 2?
Yeah.
How far away did number 1 blow away number 2? And you just don't know. And it's not a question a listing agent will answer either.
Right.
But buyers just got to be happy with the offer they wrote and happy they got the house.
Would be very interesting. You're right, man. Okay. Next one is 2330 Meadowvale Avenue. This started at $1,685,000. It landed at a sold price of $2,005,000, and that's $320,000 above list. 119% of list price. 17 days on the market. And what did I say here? What did I say? I said, Frogtown record price. Pretty sure of it. What do you think?
I would. It's if it's not the record, it's right up there. There have been some $2 million sales, I feel, in Frogtown, and I'm surprised when I see them. But there's certainly a lot going on there. It's still a neighborhood that is very much about the potential and access to the river, and maybe the commercial activity along the river, I think, is what draws a lot of people there. So but it's still, on a bigger scale, it's kind of still in its infancy.
Yeah. Well, this is 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,126 square feet of living space, 5,000 square foot lot, and I believe this has a second dwelling. I think there's an ADU back here. Yeah. There is. So 2330 and then 2328 is the ADU. 17 days on the market. Congratulations to Zach Craftsman, and on the buyer's side, Sylvia Tovar Chavez and John Barentine represented the buyer. So congrats to everyone there. But it's very nice, but nothing like crazy extraordinary. Maybe there's something we didn't see here. So
it's nice.
It's nice for sure for the neighborhood. Yeah.
And for some people, that second component is, either good rental income or the office, the work from home office they're seeking. So. Right.
This one is 1917 Baxter Street in your neighborhood, Darren. This started at $1,599,000, landed at $1,850,000 for a $251,000 increase, 116% of list price. And my note here was, wow, 2-1 Echo Park for $1,850,000 was my question mark. I guess so.
This house has always sold well. It's sold multiple times in the last maybe 10, 15 years. And the price that it sells at is always a bit surprising. It shows well. It is on a steep part of Baxter, but it's kind of in the middle of the street.
Okay.
I think it's harder to get around when you're near the end or certainly near the top.
Right.
But it's got a pool. That's always a surprise. It's an old house. And it's got a pool in the back. And it's a feel-good house. But I get you, man. That's a high price.
It's a 2-1. 1,380,000 square feet of living space.
Sure.
And 7,500 square feet of lot. But very interesting. This took 6 days on the market. And this is brought to us by Derek Lester and Joe Reichling. And on the buy side, Sharon Virani and Peter Martuccio. All right, there you go. And then, what was the other one here? Okay, so this was a small lot. I just wanted to point it out because we've got something like this coming up. This is 927 Hyperion Avenue. $1,497,000 is the list price. It landed at a sold price of $1,625,000 for $128,000 improvement, 109% of list price. And yeah, small lot, nice, but not amazing. Good sign for us with our listing coming up, hopefully. So, did you see anything unusual here? Maybe a little bit better than the normal small lot that we understand?
I didn't.
Yeah, right? It's nice on the outside. They did some nice landscaping. It's not completely bare, so that's good. But yeah, pretty much the same template that we see. Nice stairway. Darren, your car.
Not mine. I hear you.
All right. Well, congrats to them. And then the final one, my comment here, just a beautiful house. But in some ways, I don't think we really saw the whole house. This is 3842 Carnarvon Way. This was $5,897,000 of list price, and then went to $5,740,000 for $157,000 reduction, and this was 97% of list price. So let's take a look. So 3842 Carnarvon Way. This is Los Feliz, 4-bedroom, 6-bath, 4,854 square feet of living space. Sold at $5,740,000, 10,490 square feet of lot. 18 days on the market, and this was brought to us by Sherry Rogers, Anthony Stellini, Elisa Ritt, and on the buy side, Caroline Wolf and Jenna Cooper. And Darren, if you are there, I noticed you saved us from that.
I just muted so you don't have to continue the car.
I mean, so my only comment on this one was the photos seem to be, I don't know.
Very dark.
Yeah, it's like, did they really just walk through and for a $6 million house and just took these photos off their phone? It kind of looks like they did.
I mean, some phone photos are freaking amazing these days.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
Don't even give them that much credit. They didn't even adjust for light.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah. Okay, well, great. So that is our report, again, for the local market of solds. And now we're going to go to actives. Let me do this. Hold on, guys. All right. Okay, new listings. Okay. What do you see out there? And how many listings did we have? I mean,
there are a lot. I see 33.
Yeah, that's great.
Inventory is definitely picking up, and it's not reflected on the sold side yet, but the pendings are staying in line. So we'll see if by the end of the month the new listings and the solds match up a little better.
Right.
So 1388 Lucille.
Okay, hold on. 1388 Lucille. You'll be seeing that pretty soon. Let's see. So I went there, and yeah, this will be a good talk, I guess. So I do know that offers are already due tomorrow at 10 a.m. Let's see here, guys. Oh, good. He found his car.
No. Real excited there, Jeff.
Well, let me talk about it. 1388 Lucille Avenue. This is Silver Lake, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,020 square feet. $2,355,000 is the list price. Lot size 7,351. Days on market 7. And this is brought to us by Christina Graziano and Michelle Miller for the seller. I know we've got a buyer in mind for this. For me, the ADU there, it still connects to the house, so it might still work, when he has family or guests over, but it's still far enough with that patio in the middle.
Yeah, I just don't know if there is a scenario. We were talking about that Meadowvale and Elysian Valley that was a good match for someone. And obviously this one is if they have an offer due date already. But it's a good match for our client. He's seeking 2,000 square feet, and the house isn't 2,000. The house is smaller, minus the ADU square feet.
Yeah.
And what does he do with that rear space?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. Next, What do you have out there?
Where was it? Well, let's do another one I'll see today. 834 Mitchell Torina Street.
This was kind of my fave. Let me see.
It's such a great street. Most houses on that street are pretty amazing. Have nice views.
He must be taking a nap, that guy. All right. 834 Michael Torena Street. This is Silver Lake, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,743 square feet of living space. $2,199,900 is the list price. 6,833 square feet of lot, and it's been on the market 6 days. Brought to us by Matthew Salib.
So it's another place with an ADU. We'll see how the division of space looks when we get there, but it's certainly super charming. Great street.
Yep. You know, the two things. Yeah, the two things that I know you're going to see immediately is, so that master that we're just looking at right now, not huge, but there's no connection to this master bath or this primary bath. The entrance is from the kitchen. So they've been kind of backpedaling and saying, oh yeah, we could put in a door there, and they're kind of rebuilding the house, but I don't know why they didn't do that before. And then the other thing is the laundry is on the lower level or the basement level. So I kept trying to figure out where it could be upstairs, but it's not a hike, but again, it would be nice if it was upstairs somewhere. I just don't know where you'd put it. So
our client's young.
Right. And I think also, too, he might have some help every week to do his laundry as well. So
nice.
Right? Probably. I just love the views. I mean, it's hard not to be in love with that street and those views going to downtown. Really great views. All right.
I want to help with my laundry every week, Joe. Can we just have a conversation about that? All right. 4985 Vincent Street in Eagle Rock looks architectural.
Oh yeah, this is nice. Okay. 4985 Vincent Avenue, Eagle Rock, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,882 square feet of living space for $2,649,000. It's on a 6,600 square foot lot, and it's so far been 6 days on the market. And this is brought to us by Stephen Clark and Ashmat Delawari. So congrats to them.
Yeah, big ADU in the back again.
Yeah.
There was another one in this area that had a big ADU, very modern, very well thought out. I don't remember if the listing agents were the same, but it's certainly drawing the price point up in that neighborhood.
Yeah. You know, I looked at the old Google Street View, and this is a whole other house compared to what was there. They did a lot of work on this.
Yeah, it's that, we had that conversation about this weeks ago on one of our live streams about the desire to have the exact house you want. You can buy that $1 million almost tear down, right?
Yeah.
And there are benefits that come with it, but a huge build out like this, it's certainly the prices are pushing way up.
Yeah. Well, very well done. Okay. Let's see. What else do you see out there, man?
I'm just gonna do one more for you.
Sure.
And it's not going to be the most exciting one, but I want to hit another price point here.
Yeah.
Let's look at 5062 O'Sullivan Drive.
5062 O'Sullivan. There it is. Oh, maybe not. Let me go. O'Sullivan. No.
O space. Sullivan.
O space Sullivan. There it is. That's a weird way to do it. All right. Okay.
It's a nice house. Very well priced.
5062 O'Sullivan Drive. This is in El Sereno. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,248 square feet of living space. Wow, good price, $795,000. Open houses this Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 4. And let's see, maybe, one day on the market, just came in. And this is brought to us by Judy Lee and Gina Isaac.
They did a good job. It shows well, and at a lower price community, it's presented well. I think this will get multiple offers. And probably go up in price. I don't know if it'll go over $1 million, but I believe it'll get close. Yeah.
That's a beautiful tree in that yard. Wow. Yeah, wow. I wonder if there's any extra space here. A hidden gem, University Hills is where it is. Got it. Okay. That is nice. All right. Well, there we go. Let me just close out here. All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining us once again. Darren, any parting shots? Anything you'd like to say? Well. So if you guys do get our email, you might get it, and that's how you found us. We do have a listing coming up, probably sometime after the 24th, and stay tuned for that. It's Silver Lake. It's a 3-bedroom, 4-bath. It's a nice place.
Right? It is. It's super nice. Yeah.
And then also just congrats to our clients on High Cliff Trail in Tujunga. It is leased, and we also helped out the new tenants. So congrats to them. And then we just finished up with 3763 Latrobe. So congrats to Graham, David, and Stephanie. And happy endings. Oh, and we do have a house coming up, don't we, for lease?
We do.
When do you think that's coming up?
One with a little bit of a bonus space, detached little bungalow. Probably next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Coming up next week.
All right. Well, look, guys, thanks again for joining us. If you have any questions about real estate, we're happy to help. Contact us. All right. Have a great one. Take care now.
Bye.